The economy's knockout blow revealed. Hey everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. I got a hard-hitting, pull no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows, no sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. We have a big issue looming now with the U.S. economy as millions of people are completely asleep at the wheel. I continue to read the comments. And thank you, by the way. Continue to read messages.
Scott, I don't think this one's going to crash. I was listening to Dave Ramsey, and he said there's not going to be any crash.
Listen, friends, anybody that has financial gain in these markets, that's in the business, in real estate, of course is going to cheerlead this one. This is why I believe personally this is so very important. Listen, I take a hit in this too. I work in real estate. I own real estate. I take a hit in this thing too. I'm not cheering for a crash. I am not. No. I would love nothing more than there to be no crash. Listen, correction, recession, depression, those are the facts. Those are the realities of what happens in the economy, always throughout history. So anybody that's not aware of that clearly has not lived through an economic downturn before. I just happen to have done that before, even suffered a little blowback, qualified to speak on the subject. But the realities are, friends, there's no escaping a correction, recession, or depression. Take your pick. It's coming. It's actually already here. We're in the correction phase, clearly. But here's the challenge, friends. There's so many. Throw a dart at a map. You're hitting another challenge. So many. This time is so much more concerning than 2008. We overstimulated the economy on hyperspeed. Never, ever have we seen an economy overheat like this one. Market manipulation all circles back to the crisis. But unfortunately, the crisis delivered some unsavory byproducts. And we're starting to see the dust settle, the blowback, the paying of the piper, and what's appearing that's going to pay the piper the biggest. And it makes perfect sense. We should have seen this all along. In fact, many of us here at this channel absolutely did. Commercial real estate went empty in lockdowns as people were sent home. And then homes, of course, enjoyed ridiculous overnight appreciation to never seen before highs. Bubble behavior, and every single time, not 1% of the time, not 2% of the time, 100% of the time, the real estate market has exhibited bubble behavior. They've crashed. So anybody saying no crash risk here, I have to politely disagree. You're cheerleading these markets. And while, listen, for me, I work in real estate. I own and operate real estate, commercial and residential. I want to protect people. I want to see people win. I just don't know if there's really any harm or foul for playing it safe when the markets exhibit bubble behavior. I don't see that as a problem. What's the problem for playing it safe in a bubble environment, the everything bubble? And unless you've had your head in the sand, you see the news is not getting better. I'm pretty sure I've seen bank failures. I'm pretty sure I've seen U.S. savings at an all-time low, U.S. debt at an all-time high, loan applications at an all-time low. We're breaking all the wrong records. But the elephant in the room clearly at this point for me as a real estate guy, I don't know, maybe because when I drive around, my eyes trained to see for sale signs and for lease signs. It's just my nature. It's what I do. The amount of for lease and for sale signs in commercial real estate is staggering, and it makes perfect sense. That's what happens when you have stay-at-home orders and lock businesses out of doing business. That's just the ugly, unfortunate byproduct. And as we see a contraction in the economy, these businesses are not coming back. And they're going to take a huge bite out of the economy. They could. And if I was putting a percentage of likelihood on things that could be the knockout blow, I would probably put my number one pick on commercial real estate. Commercial real estate is the Achilles heel of the economy, and we've got millions and millions of square feet of it sucking air empty. Don't believe me? Let's jump outside, take a look at some local commercial real estate. Then we're going to meet back here, wrap this one up. Let's get started. All right, friends, buckle up and strap in, roll up your windows, lock your doors, maybe even put on that face mask if you still have one. Let's head outside and see how our local real estate market is behaving in the biggest bubble ever orchestrated in world history. And here you go, the backbone of our economy, commercial real estate, the flavor of the day, for lease signs and lock boxes littering cities all over America. Bank branches closing, big retailers moving out, mom and pops being evaporated, while most Americans are completely unaware of what's playing out right in front of their very eyes. These people will, in fact, be a deer in the headlight, paralyzed by fear as this thing lands and swirls around our local economy. You cannot shut down the biggest economy in the world, temporarily hold it up with stimulus money, and think you're not going to pay the piper. This is, in fact, the dust settling and the blowback of exactly what we've been warning about all along. This thing is getting serious as it continues to spin out of control. More and more businesses moving out than are moving in. And that, my friends, has to come to a head at some point. I believe we will look back at this time in our lives and point to commercial real estate as the culprit of what delivered the knockout blow, similar to subprime mortgages in 2008. It'll be commercial real estate in the current bubble that we might look back to. Let's get back to the studio so we can wrap this one up. All right, friends, welcome back. So there you go. No crash risk here. Everything's rainbows and sunshine. Not for me. Not for me. I think I'll continue to play it safe and heat map and monitor this one. Listen, every area is gonna behave differently. I've reported on this many times. Real estate is local. Some will be the last to get hit. Some might be the first to rebound. Some might climb out quicker. Some might stay stuck in longer. Some just are going to behave much differently. But the realities are this. Nobody escapes. Nobody. A deep cycle economic recessionary level of a downturn. A correction? Man, maybe if we just flatline where we're at now, you get out of this. You somehow dodge a bullet. But we've seen the Phoenixes, the Vegases. We've seen all those areas that were the usual suspects in the last bubble and crash, exhibiting crash behavior again. Some are just going to be the last to join the party. But I firmly believe now, my friends, if I'm being completely transparent, which you know I always am, insanity, this stuff. Commercial real estate, we might look back on this moment in time, the way we look back at 2008 and blame the subprime mortgage crisis for that crash. We might look back at this one and blame commercial real estate going empty due to lockdowns, stay-at-home orders, shutting businesses down, of what was actually the culprit, the cause of the next economic downturn. In final thoughts, I come to you as a friend, as a content creator. Somebody wants to see you not only win in real estate, win in life. Understanding the biggest artificially created housing bubble ever produced in world history might not be able to sustain itself. Commercial real estate might take it along for the ride. If you're putting a percentage of likelihood on things that could potentially deliver a knockout blow for the markets, I'm starting to feel like commercial real estate, and I know there's a lot of banks attached to bad, wobbly loans right now in commercial real estate. Investors piled into that sector too, with shaky loans that are coming due and need to be refinanced, leases coming up. People aren't moving back to the office. If they are, they're coming 3 days a week. That's not going to fix this problem. This problem has massive issues written all over it. It should have your full and undivided attention. If you're out there buying real estate right now, make sure you get in the hands of somebody who hasn't drank the Kool-Aid, that's willing to roll up their sleeves, maybe offend a few feelings, roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty. Test properties with offers. Don't get into euphoric bidding wars ever again. There was never anything normal about that. I'm going to continue to blow the lid off this thing every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media links in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you need help buying or selling real estate here in America, I have the biggest network of top-rated agents in the nation ready to assist you. It'd be our honor and our privilege to do so. Email in the description for you as well. Also, if you're watching from your television set today and you enjoyed this video, I think you're going to love the next video on your screen, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience as always. Thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. I'll see you on the next video.